What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura and you're watching my YouTube channel. I feel like it's been a while since I've filmed a sit down, like face to face or face to camera rather video of me just talking casually like this. And I want to start getting a lot more videos out, so I'm going to start making a lot more of these, just like casual talking videos. Like this one, I just kind of sat down and like spontaneously decided to film. I didn't really plan out much of what I was going to say, so hope this goes well. Anyway, I'm just going to jump right into it. No need for a long ass intro today. In this video, I want to share with you guys my top 5 perspectives on life and the universe and the world that have completely changed my outlook and have helped me a lot in some way. So my first one, pretty basic, pretty simple. This was like the first one that once it really sunk in, I feel like I was able to shift to this higher level of consciousness and thinking that really elevated my life, I guess. And that is, your inner world is a direct reflection of your outer world. Or no, I said that opposite. Your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner world. Doing great so far. This goes hand in hand with the law of attraction, basically. Everything that's going on inside of you, your thoughts, feelings, emotions, everything within is directly affecting your environment, your life situation, everything that you attract on the outside. So, for instance, if your mind is just this crazy, chaotic, messy place and your thoughts are cluttered and you're anxious and just stressed out, you've got so much going on and you just aren't taking care of your mental health and your emotional health, then you may manifest chaotic situations in your life. You may be a hoarder. You may be collecting a lot of things and hanging on to things. Your space in your home may be a big chaotic mess. You may be like struggling to keep up in your life. If you have all of this stress built up and your mind is not at ease on the inside, then on the outside you will be more prone to develop dis-ease. Everything starts within. Sounds so cliche, but literally, if you feel like the victim, you are going to attract situations that make you feel like the victim. If you feel inferior and low self-esteem, if you feel insecure, you're going to attract situations that make you feel all of those things. If you feel like you're poor and you believe that you're poor, your outside situations and circumstances and environment is going to reflect that inner belief. So that goes with every single thing in your life. It's all stemming from something that's going on in here. So once that really clicked with me, that completely shifted my priorities. Basically, I had to take a step back and say, okay, what do I not like that's going on in my life right now? And where is that coming from? So you can think of it like if you have some kind of disease and it's manifesting in different symptoms in your physical body, the symptoms are just something to tell you that something is not right on the inside. Same with your environment. If you're having these bad symptoms that is going on in your life, then that is just a side effect of some kind of root cause that's on the inside. So yeah, that was the first new perspective on life that really helped me out. The second perspective is that everything is happening right here, right now. And I know that seems really simple, like you hear it all the time, to be present and to live in the moment. But once I truly got that, once I truly understood the magnitude and the power of really living in the moment, it changed my whole life. Because I used to always just be in my head all of the time, like I could not get out of my thoughts, and I would always be thinking about the past or worried about the future, and I was just never focused on what was going on right here in front of me in this moment. Meditation has helped drastically with this. And I'm sure if you're watching this video right now, you know a little something about meditation and how beneficial it can be for you. And after a while of meditating, that's when I was able to really get better at being in the moment, and it's helped me in so many ways, just communicating with people. I'm able to connect with people on a much deeper level now. Okay, if you hear things going off outside, it's probably fireworks because it's July 3rd. Anyway, but yeah, meditation. Sorry, I hope that's not too distracting. I also noticed that once I started putting more effort into being mindful and practicing putting all of my attention into the present moment and what was going on around me, not just like all the thoughts inside my head, I find myself getting much more done and like much more is happening in my life because I'm not like putting things off. Because I used to just be like, oh yeah, I want to do this eventually and I want to be like this eventually and all this stuff is gonna happen eventually, but I'm just not ready yet. Like the time is not right and I'm just not where I want to be yet. And I would always just like make excuses for myself, which is obviously linked to deeper issues, which I'll get to in a little bit, but I was never just embracing the current moment and I was always just discarding it and being like, oh, I'll do these things eventually. Like, I have my whole life, you know, like nothing's happening right now. Like, that's what I would literally think, is that nothing exciting is happening right now. Everything that I had to look forward to was in the future, or everything significant in my life that has happened so far is in the past. And I was just never like concentrated in the present moment. Like, I don't know if this is making sense to people, but it was just a big issue for me. And I found that now that I'm able to truly concentrate and put all of my awareness into the present moment, that things are happening, I'm making connections with people, I'm losing track of time, days just go by so much faster, and I'm so much happier because I just noticed so many little things that I missed before, you know? So yeah, that was the second perspective. The third perspective that has completely changed my outlook on life is that life is like a dream. And I know that sounds really cliche. Our natural state is energy beings, and just like the basic law of physics, energy cannot be created or destroyed. It is only transformed into different forms. And we are in one of those weird states right now, being in these physical bodies, but this is not our natural state. We are eternal spiritual beings having a temporary human experience right now. I think of it like when you're going to sleep at night and then you suddenly start dreaming. There's a part of you that, at least when you wake up after, you know that it wasn't real. At least it wasn't real in the way that we're used to real, you know what I'm saying? Like, dreams are real, but they're not real in like this 3D reality, if that makes sense. Basically, you're aware that it was a dream when you come out of it. And so that's how I think of life. We've fallen asleep and we have forgotten who we are, and we're just living in this weird physical world that is not natural or familiar to us. We're bumping around with other energy beings all over the place, and we're having this crazy experience in these weird physical bodies. And just like lucid dreaming, sometimes you wake up in the dream and you realize it's all a dream. And that's what I feel like happens when you go through an awakening on Earth. And so, like, ironic because it's called waking up, but you wake up and realize that it's all just a dream. And that has really changed my perspective on life, because when we're here, this life, this Earth 3D world feels like everything. But it's such a small fraction of who we are and what we experience in all of eternity that we exist, basically. And for a lot of people, they don't know that they're dreaming until they wake up. And once you wake up, your dream starts fading away so quickly. That's what happens with this life too. Once you leave your body and go back to your natural state as an energy spiritual being, then you won't even really care about this life. It'll just fade away so quickly because it's nothing. It's just somewhere that we come to learn our lessons and expand our consciousness, but it's nothing. I mean, on one hand, it's kind of like, oh, so this is meaningless. Like, what's the point? But I really see it as like a great thing, because it really takes the pressure off of this life, and it makes me just feel much more at ease about myself and what I'm doing here. It's like, well, this is such a small part of life. I came here, I can do whatever I want. Like, I came here to learn. I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm just gonna freaking be, and life is just a dream. The fourth perspective is kind of similar to the third one, and that is life is like a movie. And so the way I imagine it, okay, wait, back up. I believe that when we come into these bodies, we are choosing who we are, what our name is, what family we're born into, where we're going to be born, what our lessons are going to be that we have to learn in this life, what are certain soul contracts we have with different people that we're going to encounter when we get here. I believe that we choose everything when we come into this life. I think of it like, here's Earth, and there's just the line of energy beings ready. They're getting their costumes picked out, they're getting their hair and makeup done, and they're practicing their lines, and they're getting all ready to go on stage or on set, whatever. It could be like a play or it could be a movie, and they're gonna go and play this part that they've chosen. Then after that, it's just gonna be done. You can watch it back and see how you lived your life and what you've learned. It's all just a movie, man. It's all just one big movie. And we are the directors. Even though we've chosen a lot about who we are coming into this life, it doesn't just end there. We're constantly choosing what we are experiencing and who we are, who we become while we're here in these bodies. And so we are very much like the directors of this movie too. We are the directors and stars and writers and observers of our own movie, all in one. Okay, and the final perspective is that self-love is the answer to everything. I know this sounds a little bit cliche, but I feel like every single problem that people have, it all stems back to not loving yourself. I guess this kind of goes along with my first perspective. But seriously, if you don't love yourself, you are going to be searching your whole life trying to fill that void, that missing love with something. Whether it's stuff, buying a bunch of stuff and like trying to have a big house and big car and a lot of money and financial success. So many people have all of that and they're not happy because they are compensating for this lack of self-love that they may have. Or if you're constantly jumping from boyfriend to boyfriend, girlfriend to girlfriend, partner to lover to whatever, friends even, relationships, and you're constantly seeking out this love from other people, if it's coming from a place of lack, it's never going to work out. You're always going to run into problems because you are lacking your own deep-rooted self-love, your own inner joy. Other people cannot make you happy unless you are happy, you know? You cannot love other people unless you love yourself. That just applies to everything. Like, it literally all comes back to loving yourself. And so that's helped me dramatically because now it's like I've also gotten my priorities straight with that perspective too. Because now, every time I choose to invest in something, whether with my money, my time, my effort, my energy, I always have to stop and ask myself, like, am I doing this to compensate for something that I feel like I'm missing? Or am I investing in myself and working on myself, improving my happiness and self-love from within? Because that is what will last. That sticks with you. Everything else that you're trying to get to just fill this place up is gonna just fade away. So, self-love, very important. The answer to life. Alright, well, my camera is about to die, so I think I got through everything I wanted to say. So, like I said, I want to start making a lot more videos like this. It feels very casual and personal, and I kind of like it. So, yep, that's it, I guess. That's all for now. So, stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. #stay woke.